welcome back to the WAT podcast. This is episode 17. This time I'm not gonna fuck up dude. Like I've been going back and listening to all the podcasts because I want clips and stuff.
And they're all in the wrong order.
And no, and it's like every time I say the intro, it's like I'm just thinking which episode we're on. So there's one time I was like, we're on episode 10 when we were on episode 8. It was just crazy. It was just crazy. Yeah, and anyways.
That would be pretty confusing because someone is like, they click on the link to be like episode 10, and then you're like, no, this is episode 8.
And then like, huh?
Yeah, and then like, am I on the wrong episode?
Yeah. Okay, so I think I want to start off with saying we have space real estate now.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see the news?
What?
So Lil Uzi Vert, according to Grimes, Elon Musk's girlfriend, wife, I don't know. He bought a planet.
Damn. Is that actually even possible?
I don't think it's possible.
How do you buy a planet?
Where does the money go to?
Yeah, like who do you pay?
Yeah.
And like if you pay someone, that means they own the planet.
They own the planet already.
Yeah.
And this planet is supposedly 1.4 times bigger than Jupiter.
Damn. That's a lot of space.
Yeah.
That's a lot of space.
And it's 500 light years away from me.
I feel like maybe considering Lil Uzi Vert bought it, I don't think he really understood how far it was. So, like, I think he was told and he was just like, yeah, sounds doable. Like, everyone's going to space. It's only like 500
light
years away.
Like 500 years?
Yeah.
What?
Just
500? I just go to cry or sleep.
Yeah, he's like, I saw it on Interstellar, like, where's the wormhole at Saturn, And he's like, I didn't really understand it that well, but I know there's like a wormhole and then I go through it, so, and he's like asking, scientists, he's like, the same type of thing, like where there's like a conference room like this.
Yeah.
Everyone is seated and he walks in and he's like, bitch, I gotta get to my planet. And like all the scientists are trying to explain and he just doesn't comprehend.
Yeah, so the planet's name is WASP 127b.
Nice. That's a nice name.
So in the tweet where he referenced it that, like it's happening or something, like NASA replied to him and they're like, we're not sure, we're not the ones who do the naming of the planets, that's some other agency or whatever organization, and we don't know who you can buy it from either. And then in brackets they wrote nobody as of now.
Yeah.
But we would like to, like, I feel like the social media person for NASA is pretty cool. So they were like, we would like to know out of all the 500 plus exoplanets that we've discovered, why you were so interested in WASP 127b. To be fair, okay, like it WASP 127b apparently is a gas giant.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's what my sister calls me when I fart a lot.
Okay.
No, I was really trying to figure out how to like sneak in a fart joke. And then I was like, at whose expense can I do it?
Truly hit the pinnacle of comedy now.
Hey, it made you laugh, didn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so we can now, supposedly we can own planets. I don't know. So I read another article where they were like, literally the economics of that is so messed up, because there's people here who have done calculations, and Earth alone is worth $4 quadrillion.
That's it.
Bro. What do you mean?
Okay. You know what I imagine is like, imagine someone tells you like buy Earth, right? Or like something, and then like you use your credit card, and then your credit card company calls you, and they're like, we just saw a $4 quadrillion charge on your credit card. Can you explain it? And they're just like, I bought Earth, bro. What can I say? I own you. I own the land that you're sitting on. Like, okay, if you buy Earth, right? Like all the property becomes yours, right?
I guess so.
Like all the land becomes yours.
Yeah.
So what happens to people who already own the land? Like, this building is owned by someone. Like the land is owned by someone. or is leased by someone, then you just own everything. You own like people's houses and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. So now they're leasing. Dude, you can make that 4 quadrillion back in like because they'll be like, okay, now so whoever has properties on my land now, which is basically everything.
Yeah.
You owe me rent.
Yeah. Okay, listen. I think we've just hit like the best investment that anyone could make. If I start a fundraiser right now and I'm like, we're like at least 2 billion people.
Dude, 4 quadrillion?
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how
no, I know it is. But listen, I'll be like, if we make this investment, if we buy it, I can guarantee you returns in like a day.
Okay, yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, like how much land is there, and if everyone has to pay me rent all at once, I'm literally made.
Okay, let's look at it like this. Okay, for 1 trillion, okay, you need, let's say you got 1 billion people. Yeah. For 1 trillion, each person needs to pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. For 1 trillion.
So for quadrillion.
For 1 quadrillion.
Yeah.
Each person would need to pay $1 million.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's an investment in their own future.
My God.
They'll give me 1 million, and I'll give them like 5 million in like a day.
I don't think there's 1 billion millionaires on planet Earth, by the way.
Okay, but I feel like there are enough people who can pool their resources together to like out of the 8 billion people, I feel like I can find
get some
yeah, I can find 1 billion people to give me 1 million. And like some banks will be like, we'll give you 300 million and like stuff like that. So make it up. But like if everyone invests in this, I'll give them all returns. It'll be really funny.
So what's the point? If all 8 billion people join
this isn't about logic. This isn't about logic. It would be really funny if like the bank gives me 300 million and I'm like, yeah, now pay me 100 million in rent. Because I own the land that you're on. And they're like, but we just gave, and I'm like, listen, that was to buy Earth. Now like you have to kind of pay me back so I can pay you back. Yeah. It's a pretty dumb investment. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Lil Uzi Vert would be into this. Into buying that.
Yeah. I mean, he has done pretty dumb shit before.
No.
Like implementing the pink diamond and I don't know. And then he just came off. I don't know.
Or just stuck with the glue.
Not good glue.
Like the pretty glue.
Like literally super glue sticks longer than that.
No.
Like
maybe you just remove it.
Put super glue on.
Maybe you just remove it. So because like people really roast him on that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is like, true.
It's kind of like, I'm gonna make a statement with this. And
like his net worth, or apparently is worth 16 million. And the diamond on his head was worth 24 million.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. And I feel like we're also looking at this the wrong way. It's not more that people can buy planets. It's that now we can sell planets to morons. Like, that's the first thing I'm gonna go do. Is like create a website and just be like, planets for sale. Like, who's gonna stop me?
There's a whole website, yeah. Like NASA has a exoplanets website, so you can just go there, find the most random
planets,
but like nice looking planet,
right?
And just find like an idiot who's just like, you know what?
Yeah,
that is a nice looking planet. I want.
Yeah, like there's probably some like millionaires like kid, sitting there, and I'll be like, listen, I'll sell you a planet for it. Like imagine that flex, you like walk into school and like people will be like, I'll take you to my Benz, or like I'll take you to my mansion, and you're just like, I'll take you to my planet.
How long will it take to get there? I don't know, 100 light years.
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't really do the math on it, but like the sound of like owning a planet was just too good. I feel like we're looking at this the wrong way, because we can't afford to buy planets.
No.
So, but we can sell them. Yeah.
Maybe with that, getting enough money to like we can finally afford to actually buy a real planet. Yeah.
No, that's pretty funny.
Okay. We can. I also wanted to bring up a topic that we talked about last episode. Okay. Was a TV show.
Oh, Katla.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was the best show I recommended till now. That was nice. Very, very good.
Nice. Where would you Where would you put it in like this spectrum of like Daredevil? I don't know. What is like the best? What is the best?
Okay, so I have like TV shows that can't be compared. For example, like one of my favorite TV shows is like BoJack Horseman, but it's animated and you can't compare it because like Katla is animated. But I can compare it to one of my favorite shows, which is Fargo. Kind of similar, like slow burn, kind of like it takes time to like ramp up, and like then all like the storylines kind of like interconnect. And I would say it's not as good as that because I feel like Fargo, in my opinion, is like one of the most perfect shows that there is. Like you can never find a new consistency and stuff. And I've like challenged people to be like, go watch it and you can find one like loose thread. You can like tell me. But I thought it was still like if I give Fargo a 10, I would say this would be an 8. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Or like a 7.5 because like it was very very interesting. And the worst thing was like I tried to recommend it to people, but I couldn't explain the concept because like of
it's just so
yeah,
it's just so weird.
And like I remember I was talking to someone like just explain it to me, like just tell me all the spoilers and everything. And I was like trying to explain that there's like a former self and then there's like the younger self. So I was trying to explain like the cop storyline because that was one of my favorite, you know. And I was trying to explain like there's a younger one and then there's an older one and then the older one is sick but the younger one isn't sick. And by the whole time they just didn't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where you have to watch it to understand it. And it's not like, oh, you know, some of them are bad in that way where like if you try to explain the plot, you just can't explain because it's very confusing. I think the point of this was because the plot line is very nuanced and very like niche, it is hard to explain it like that.
No, it is. Also, I really like how tight that was. Like they could have brought it. So I think my only complaint was, which was I thought the strength of the show, which is that they didn't introduce like a million, like everyone just starts having people show up. It was kind of like 4 people like that showed up.
Spoiler. Did you watch the end? Like the end, everyone like so many.
Wait. I'm getting to that. That was my point. Is like there were only 4 people that showed up, and then it was kind of navigating through that, and so that's why it like remained like concrete, and you didn't get confused or like like what's the point of this one coming? But it's kind of like the score set of characters, and then it was just people showing up around them and then interconnecting. And then I thought the ending was then the weakest part because then they just brought like hundreds of people. Now like if season 2 comes out, then will it be like that where they're just trying to deal with all these people now that are there and will that ruin the show compared to like not right now how neat and tight it is. But like some of the concepts were really terrifying to me. I feel like it really messed with my head, like just like for example Evan, I don't know if we're doing spoilers.
No, let's just do spoilers.
Okay, yeah. But like how the main character, right, she's like depressed and has anxiety and then her former self comes and her husband falls in love with her. Like all those concepts seem so like terrifying because like if my like former self comes, like how will it be different? Like imagine like the way
it would be a complete opposite of you.
Yeah.
So okay, so I feel like the base premise of the show is like the hidden meaning of the show is like you know the person that shows up is trying to help you deal from like past traumas and whatever, because each person had like a link. Each new person that came had like a link. So like the first lady who came had a link with that old lady because she thought that the reason why her child had Down syndrome was because of this witch that she had. When she came to accept the fact that it was genetic, then that lady, she vanished from the hospital. So it's like it's just a way like
Okay, but wait. Okay, before we go into that, I feel like completely glossed over like what the main plot of the thing is. So basically, people like come out from a volcano, and they're just versions of people that live in that town. But they're either from like a past self or a version of themselves that they see. Yeah. So that's basically
or someone who's died and come back.
So it's basically like the volcano creates people to help you deal or like help you move on from a past trauma. And then it's just about them navigating through that and like seeing the consequences of people coming and how they deal with it. So that's basically
So I feel okay. That's the best way to explain it. Like just people dealing with past traumas in a completely different way. Like just when someone says face your traumas head on, like this takes it to a whole new meaning where like the trauma actually comes back in like like actual living form.
That's actually very true. Although I do have a question. Why was Gunleg, who spawned Gunleg? So the people, like the versions of themselves, come out from people living in the town. So it's kind of like they make a representation of how you see that person as well. So for example, like if something happened to Amoy and though if he comes back, it will be the version of how I see you rather than you being like your actual self.
Yeah.
So it's about how I see you.
Yeah.
But who creates Gundik? Is
the
it
first lady?
the first lady?
I think it's her. I don't know. I think it's just her herself because that's the way she had to deal with her.
But that's what I mean. It's like she wasn't close enough for the volcano to or the meteorite to sense that she was, she needed this, and that's
maybe because the father of the child.
Yeah, but the father of the child did it, but then the issue that they had to resolve had nothing to do with it.
I guess you're right. I don't know. I think it's just.
So that was.
I think it's just because you had people, maybe people who had lived in that area for a certain amount of time. I don't understand. You made a good point. Like I don't understand why Gunhild was there. The first chick was there, but
and who created her because she wasn't there. Like she wasn't near the meteorite when it erupted.
Yeah.
She was there 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And at that time it wasn't erupting either.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And the whole concept is when it erupts, the meteorite then kind of gets exposed and then it starts creating things. So
yeah.
I also think that introducing her first kind of worked in some way, but it also I think that was the weakest one because yeah,
it had a loop, it had a hole in that plot.
Yeah, I was
to introduce her first was a good way to hook you into the show, but then as more people came, you kind of figure out that she really, it was weird that she showed up.
She was just a tool used to kind of grab you and because it's oh, who is this person, and then they call her in Sweden, and the fact that it's someone that no one recognizes means it's easier to make a mystery around it. For example, if Asa came first, who is the main character's sister, then she would absolutely everyone would be oh, that's Asa, she's come back, and wouldn't build that mystery, but having the person who's completely unknown builds that mystery. Who is this person? Where did she come from?
And then there's an older version of herself. Yeah.
So, but I thought that was a very
it was a good way to kind of introduce the whole plot of the show and make it mysterious, but it was a bit.
I also feel this would be very confusing for anyone who hasn't watched it. Because we're talking because we know it in our head, but anyone would be what are they talking about?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'll leave timestamps, so if you want to watch it without spoilers, you can skip ahead. I have a funny little thing. So you remember a while back I was caught by the police.
Mm-hmm.
That guy. So I had taken his number down, right? He gave me his number. He was like, whenever you're in any need, you just call me, I'll come, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, I had blocked him from texting me on my normal, my normal phone. But all this time I didn't think he would appear back or whatever, right? But it turns out he had a WhatsApp, and last week or something, he put up stories on on his WhatsApp, when you guys had Eid. So he put up a story of Eid Mubarak or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is he's finally out of jail or something like that. And then he put up a picture of himself as well, and he's paperwork was the status of the thing. I'm like, man, this guy is out of jail. Finally, because he had vanished completely. He hadn't texted me, he hadn't called me, anything. Obviously I blocked his number, but he has my WhatsApp. Okay, now he doesn't have my WhatsApp, but yeah.
But even then, you used to use your American number. So
no, I gave him my Kenyan number.
No, but you on WhatsApp was your American number.
Well, now he has my WhatsApp number.
No, but now he doesn't know that, right? He doesn't know. He might have tried that, go onto WhatsApp and try to find you, and then saw you're not there.
Yeah.
And now he's oh. Okay.
But now I removed him from my contact list fully, so now he's not even on. He's not even on my WhatsApp anymore. But yeah, I just thought that was a kind of funny little thing to mention.
Yeah.
Also, I read this one tweet which probably wins the award for the worst the most horribly worded tweet of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this I guess journalist or someone, and she tweets this. Please, someone don't take this out of context. It's not something that I said, and I quote. She was like, I quote, "Someone needs to create porn for children."
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I died. And then she goes on to say, young teens are already watching porn, but they're finding hardcore aggressive videos that give a terrible view of sex. They need entry level stuff, softcore, and they ask for consent, and there's no like choking and whatever. Like, fine. The premise of the tweet, I get it, I understand.
No, I kind of get the logic as well. Cause
the logic of the tweet is sound.
No, because like I'm not gonna lie, like if you watch porn at like 14 or 15, like it really taints your image of sex and stuff. So I kind of get what you mean. Is like like there has to be like I don't agree with her technique on how
the
to do
delivery it. Was just bad.
But like I completely agree. Like maybe there is a better
the
way.
Idea is good. The idea is good, but the execution of
is really really bad.
First sentence is it's just so bad. But yeah, I read it. I'm like, huh? But I read it like a few times and I'm like, okay, I kind of get what she's saying, but it's just she worded it really poorly.
Badly, yeah. Because like I remember Evan reading that tweet and like going through the comments and stuff, and people were like, okay, I kind of get what you're trying to do here, and I kind of get like the premise of what you're trying to say, but like that's not the way to say it.
Yeah.
But like if you had to like how do you even do that? How do you introduce like porn to
kid friendly?
Like you know how Netflix has like all the profiles and then a children like section like. No, seriously, like how do you have an account? Like you go to Pornhub and then you go
on Pornhub you have like female friendly. There's a whole section called female friendly.
Oh.
Yeah, where it's like a lot more story based. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, those are the best ones because they have a lot more plot in them.
Okay, no, that I kind of get. Like sometimes having plot makes it more like, a better experience because it's more realistic than like finding like your stepmom stuff in a dishwasher and stuff like that. Like. Not gonna lie, like porn really like distorts like reality for like young teenagers. Like if you're watching it at an age where you can't like really like process stuff like that, it really like messes it up. Yeah. It even like create all this like like dynamic of like race and stuff like penis size and everything. So I kind of agree with her because like I remember like when we were in uni, we were kind of like reading and like doing a paper on this like relationships and porn and like sex addiction and stuff like that. And it was the biggest thing where like sex addiction starts when you're like small because you don't have access to it, and then it kind of like distorts your whole like relationships and stuff because you kind of expect like girls to be like tied up and like you want them just like slapped and shit like that. Which even like in Euphoria, like there's a HBO show Euphoria, right? Where like that happens is like they're having sex and then he starts choking her and then she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, I thought like girls like to be choked. And he's like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. You can find people who like that, but I'm pretty sure not everyone does.
Like, it's more like, it creates this assumption that you want stuff rather than it being communicated, being like, okay, I want this. Yeah. We do it, we have a safe word. Because there's like a whole protocol to stuff like that they never show on like porn. Yeah, like there's like BDSM stuff and stuff that they never show like that there's a safe word, They like decide limits before it's just in that they just show you can do whatever you want, which is pretty sucky sometimes. Because like you hear some really bad stories about it, which really sucks. But so I kind of agree with her.
No, I do too.
Like they might just like if there was a way to really introduce like, because like teen no. No.
Teen friendly.
That would be the biggest attraction for pedophiles. I'm not.
No, as in like they're normal people, but it's like normal adults.
Yeah.
But it's geared. It's like a PSA. It's shot in like a PSA kind of style,
I don't have to know what that would look like.
Where it's like they're like every time they started, there's like or there's like okay, there's plot at the start, and then the guy asks for permission, and he's like, oh, do you like, in most of the time, it's just kind of forceful in most of them.
Okay, you know what?
Videos.
I feel like that should be the norm for all porn. I don't think that should be a norm for like
fair enough.
teen friendly porn. I feel
Fair
like
enough.
showing like aspects of like consent and stuff should just be a norm for porn. Like showing more real life sex situations, like consent
Going
or
to
like
a bar
or like
picking up someone.
or even like foreplay and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because people think that doesn't exist, but like there's still stimulation and stuff that's required. And like, for example, if you go and you just start having sex, like vaginas provide like this is sex ed. We're doing sex ed now. Yeah.
Let's go for it.
No, but like vaginas like they have lubrication,
Yeah.
and like that lubrication requires stimulation. So if you have like just straight up sex, like
it's not gonna work.
Super like painful, and painful. So like all that stuff, I still feel like should be a norm rather than what Adriana Chechik I told you has a Twitch channel. I'm gonna go ask her on that. Just Twitch channel.
There's so many. Mia Malkova is also a Twitch streamer.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But like
she's the first one actually.
Okay, I just saw like her thing came like
she did like a 24-hour stream or something.
No, right? It wasn't even that. It was just like at the bottom it was like this streamer or like other people watch this stream as well. And I was like, and the funniest thing was it was like on a CS:GO stream, and then like it was like people also who like watch this also watch this, and then I was like, wait, is that actually Adriana Chachi? And like the like I feel like also for porn stars is like so difficult sometimes to do other things because like all the like
it's just toxic.
It's just toxic. It's just like shows your boobs, like, take off your top.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like.
But I feel like they're a lot more respected than the thoughts on.
Yeah.
Like the bathtub streamers.
Yeah. No.
I feel like because they put it out there.
Yeah.
If you like, if they're like, I'm pretty sure they're like, if you want to see my boobs, there's like a billion videos that are for free on whatever site you want to go on.
Yeah, that's fair. No, she even did say that. She's like, if you want to see me naked, like just go watch like Google and like
literally there's like so much. I feel like those people would have a lot more meaningful discussions.
Yeah. No, some of them are really nice. Like she'll be like, what games do I want to play? And then some people will be like, play this, play that, you'll enjoy this, and then some people just be like, shows you. Get naked. Do a bathtub stream. So and that's what I mean. It's like sometimes porn like also like distorts how you see like a person. Like, like they have sex for like money, so they're just like if you see them, they're just open to sex or something like that because that's what they do. So I feel like rather than that being like a norm for teen porn, it's just a norm for all porn. Because let's not lie, like there are tons of neckbeards and stuff like that who like also have this thing. But I feel like the one good thing about neckbeards is they're like super into anime stuff, which is just cartoons. So like sometimes I think like it's so much better that they're into cartoons, like rather than real people, because like at the end of the day they're still like cartoons, So like they can have that body pillow which they jerk off into like 20 times a day, but like
oh god.
And like their parents will probably be disappointed in them, but like at least they're not like harming real people.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So sometimes I actually think for people like that, it's good that they're into like of the week, which actually really works well with the topic we're just discussing.
We have a question of the week. Okay, let's hear.
How did you find out where babies come from?
Ooh.
Because like, let's be real, like in like the Indian society, we never really like have that like birds and bees talks with parents. Where, like they're like, this is how happens and stuff. So how did you find out where babies come from?
Shit, I don't even know.
So my thought was like initially porn, right?
But they don't
show
tell you.
Yeah, they don't tell you that. They show you sex and stuff.
Yeah, but they don't tell you that this is how babies come from.
Also, I when I got into porn, it was more like same sex, like lesbian porn.
I think that's everyone's.
Yeah, so
every guy's introduction.
That definitely didn't show how to have a baby. That's for sure.
Damn. I think. I don't really know. I don't really know, but I think it was like in our year 7 biology book.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the reproductive organ section.
Yeah, but okay. Haven't I thought about that? Because I thought like that's when I learned about penises and vaginas.
Or I think it's like when you watch like nature documentaries and stuff like that, and they're like they show it like they say, oh, animals have sex to get kids.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's like, okay, if they do it, so do we.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, and then you kind of make the link to like porn being like this sex is.
Yeah.
This is how you make a baby.
Yeah.
That's fair. I didn't have an answer for that because I thought about it and
I just don't remember. I think it's just like
it's a
just
really
grew in my mind. Like I over time you get kind of educated on it.
Yeah.
Like you're like drip fed, especially like the Indian community. You're like drip fed this information through like third party sources, either like a textbook or like a nature documentary or something like that.
Yeah. No, and it's really funny because like Indian parents always like to joke about like baby carrot curries or like stuff like that, but like they never really tell you. Like they just tell you to have a baby without telling you how to make it. Which I just find such a crazy concept. They just assume
that you know it.
It's like on the Star Plus, where like they don't really teach you how to make like pani puri, but they're just like cha pani puri pari like cha pani puri bana on like Star Plus. So I'm like, I feel like that's how it is because I like thought about it yesterday and I was like, I have no idea how I found out where babies come from because like white parents and stuff like that haven't talked to them. Like, kids. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting question. If you can tell us how you found out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because like I find that really interesting because like I have no idea.
No, I have no idea either.
Yeah, so if you actually remember that,
I think it just like came to me one day and I was like, okay, fair enough.
Because like everyone knew like people had babies and stuff like but like I always also thought like babies was a concept that you can only have after marriage because that's the only way I saw it. Is people like because people like that I saw would get married would be like pregnant like 2-3 weeks later or like a month later.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was just like a thing that happened like they get married and like your souls bond and then like you'll give birth a baby. I'm pretty sure I would have thought of because like you're a kid, right? So you only take like the things you see and you try to make a connection. And you try to make
see the surface level of it.
So that's what I'm pretty sure I thought of that. Like that's what happened. Like marriage is like you get married and then you sign a contract and you're like, baby, I make you. So if you can tell us, that would be very interesting. I would really like to.
Yeah, I think with that we can call it a day.
Yeah.
This has been a pretty good episode. I feel like. Yeah.
We've educated a lot of people. If you steal my Planet buying idea or selling idea, I swear to God, I'll sue you. I have proof that I came up with it.
Yep. All right. We'll see you next time. Same time, same place. Bye.